Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the 21st episode of the Advanced Dungeons and Dynamics 365 Bare Bones Configuration Series. Let me just fix my center. So, what we're going to do today, and I apologize, I'm a little bit late today, a couple of minutes late. What we're going to do today is we're going to work through the advanced bank reconciliation process. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up the some of the advanced bank reconciliation. We're going to run through some of the configuration, and we're just going to see how far we can get. I'm not going to make it a secret that cash and bank management and advanced reconciliation is not really one of my favorite topics. It's a little bit finicky in the current instance, and it's just not my favorite area. But we're going to work through it, because the good news is we're getting close to the end of cash and bank management and the configuration, and we're moving on to either accounts payable or accounts receivable next. So believe it or not, I'm excited about those, and I'm excited about moving through those. So let me fix up some of the housekeeping that I've got here. Okay. Let me just. So I apologize. I'm trying to get this working. There we go. So what, just as a little bit of background for all of you that aren't familiar with this project or what this live stream is, what we're doing is we're going through and we're setting up Dynamics 365 from nothing. So we're moving through all of the modules, and we've gone through the organization administration, we've gone through all of the setup, and now we're on the cash and bank management, and we're about to finish that. We're doing this in the setting of Dungeons and Dragons, which makes things a little bit more interesting, because when we get to the next settings, then we can have a lot more flexibility on what we're setting up. But what we're doing is that we're working through the environment. And let me just share the screen that I've got here. There. So what we're doing is we're moving through and we're setting all of this up inside of the applications that we've, this lab environment that we have. And this is a slightly tailored lab that we're going out and we're setting up. We've got some additional localizations in the system for, like, the currencies and all of the other sort of and languages for advanced Dungeons and Dynamics 365. Now, what we did what we've been doing up until now is we've been setting up our bank accounts, and we've got a number of bank accounts that we've got set up here within the system that yesterday we were working through. We were doing some bank reconciliation along the way. Now, as we went through, if I go out and if I look at my operating account, then what we were doing when we were setting these up is we went into the bank account reconciliation. We'll look at all the reconciled transactions, and we went and we performed some bank reconciliation in the system. So what we're going to do is we're going to work through this, and we're going to change this a little bit, and I'll just show you the configuration that we can have for the automatic bank reconciliation, so the automatic matching of all the transactions that we were doing earlier on. So what we're going to do is we're going to move over to the documentation, and this is the advanced bank reconciliation module that we're working through. And we're going to start by moving through and enabling the advanced bank reconciliation in the system. Now, we've also got workflows that we can configure here as well, but I'm going to bypass those for now and just move on to just some of this advanced bank reconciliation so that you can get an idea of how we're going out and running this. And this is the documentation that if you all wanted to go out and configure this yourself, then you could go out and do that. And let me just change something here. Let me back out. Just trying to find my mouse. Okay, we'll leave that how it is for now. So what we need to do is we need to go out, and the first thing we need to do is we need to enable the advanced bank reconciliation. And we do that by account. And once we turn this on, then I don't think we can turn this off. So we have to be a little bit careful here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my bank accounts, and I'm going to mark them as being reconcilable. So we're going to go in and we're going to go into the operating account, and then what we've got is if we go down to the reconciliation section, then there's a flag here for the advanced bank reconciliation. So what we can do is we can edit this, and I'm going to do something here, and I'm going to go out and let's see what bank groups I've got over here. I'm going to create a new bank account that we're going to use this for. And this is going to be my, let's call this a merchant account. And this is going to be in Faerûnian standard dollars. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose this. And the bank account number is going to be 1C4. It's going to be 1. So I'm just setting this up as a new bank account. And let's go to the bank account details. We did this before, but I'm going to do this again. And I'm going to create another asset account for my merchant account. This is going to be 1130. Faerûnian standard dollars. This is going to be an asset. And then the default currency is going to be Faerûnian standard dollars. And I think that's all we're going to do for that. And now what we can do is say that the main account is 1130. So this is my Baldur's Gate merchant bank and Faerûnian standard dollars. And let's save that. So the reason why I did this is, again, because if we go out and have different bank accounts, and some of them we may want to use advanced bank reconciliation, some of them we may not. So I just want to go out and have an account that I know that I'm going to have bank reconciliation, and then I turn this on. So this is the warning that pops up that says once we turn this on, we can't turn it off for the bank, which is why I went out and created a new bank account for this. So I'm going to say this is fine with me, and then what we can do is we can go out and start filling in some of this information, which we don't have yet. So we haven't gone out and configured much of any of the bank reconciliation. We've just turned this on, and I can now save this. Now this one single bank account has got the advanced reconciliation set up. Now, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move on, and we're going to we're going to make sure that our bank reconciliation number sequences are correct. So let's just follow through these. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to go into the cash and bank management. So let's just hide this. So we're going to go to cash and bank management, and we're going to go into the cash and bank management parameters. This is something that I do whenever we need to change the number sequences or the numbering configurations. Then usually when we go into the module that we're working with, then we can go straight to the number sequences. And then what we're going to find is we've got the statement ID, which we're going to modify, the downloader ID that we're going to modify, and the reconcile ID that we're going to modify as well. What we want to do is we're going to change the naming sequence for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the reconciliation number to start off with. And what we've got is we're going to define this code, and it looks like it's set up for how we want to, but I'm going to say this is bank reconciliation. Let's call this bank rec. And all I'm doing is I'm adding a constant into the middle of this. And I don't think we need to set this to continuous, but we'll see if we need to do this. So this is for the bank bank reconciliation number sequence. Let's save this and go back out. And then we want the statement number sequence. We're going to just make a quick change to that, go into the details. We'll call this the bank statement. And then let's go into the download and modify that. And let's make that the bank download. So what we've done is we've given all of these unique identifiers so that there's no overlap in the system as we're sort of going through this. So let's go back and let's look at some of this information for the bank statements. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go out and we're going to go into the bank statements, and we're going to create some bank statements. And we may have to, I may get most of this set up because since we created a new bank account, then we don't have any transactions, but you can start getting the general idea here of how we can go out and retroactively create these statements. But what we're going to do is we're going to move back into the bank statements. We're going to go to cash and bank management. We're going to go into the bank statement reconciliation, and we're going to go to the bank statements. So when we did the reconciliation before, we didn't do that from a bank statement. We just sort of manually reconciled the process along the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new bank statement. And the bank account that we're going to use is our merchant account. This is the only account that shows up because it's the only one that has been set up with the bank reconciliation turned on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, what is the from date? So let's make this from the beginning of last month to the end of last month. So that's from July 1st to July 30th. And this is a new bank account. So let's make the opening balance 0, and then let's make the ending balance 200. So just like if you look at a bank statement, we can see this, and then we've got our net amount 200, and let's say that we've got 2 lines here. So let's save that. So now we've gone out and created our bank statement. I can go out and I can add a line. And this, let's say that we had a line entry here. And then we can say that this is going to be for $100. And then we'll add another line for mid-month. And this is for $100 as well. So now what we've got is we've got our bank statement created, and we've got our 2 lines associated with this. Now the bank statement codes that we set up, let me see if I've got a bank statement here. And I don't inside of the, we do. So we're going to make this bank transaction code 195, which is going to be for a incoming wire transfer. And the reference is going to be, let's say, let me just copy this. And the reference for this is going to be 367 and 368. And I believe that's all we need to do right now in our bank statement. So by going out and creating these manually, we're really just typing what would be on the bank statement and having that directly here for us. Now, there's maybe in the next episode or the episode after, we're going to talk about the importing of the bank statements. I don't know how far I'll get through that, but we can start looking at that. But I can go and I can save this. And then if I want to, I can validate this statement. And then it's going to give me some details. I think what that's saying. It's not aligned to the maximum date. Okay, so we'll leave that for now and continue on. So it's just giving me an error. So the from date, it actually should be able to allow us to manage that. And if I validate, yeah, so it's going to give us an error. But this isn't as important as what we're going to do next in the bank statement configuration. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create some transaction mappings. So what this is doing is it's saying on the bank statement, when we go out and we have an item like 195, then what does that apply to for our bank transaction codes that we've already set up within our bank and cash management. So this next step is really part of the bank reconciliation that we're going to be going out and doing. So let's go back and take a look at this. So let's go into the setup, and what we're going to do is we're going to find the transaction code mapping, which is here. So this is where we're going out and saying what transaction matches what transaction. So I'm going to say here that we're going to say that for this bank account, for the merchant account, then when we have a bank transaction code of 195, then this is going to be associated with 07, which is going to be a wire transfer. And then I can create another one, which is let's say 174. And this is going to be for deposits, for manual deposits. And then we'll create another one, 399. And this is going to be, and that's actually for a miscellaneous credit or charge by the bank. And then we'll do 495, which is going to be an outgoing payment, which is going to be a payment printed or what we can do if we want to, we can look at this and we can say, oops, that this is going to be maybe a manual payment. So let's do 05 instead. And then we'll do 555, which is going to be a deposit returned, and that's going to be a deposit in the bank. So if we go back to the documentation and look at this, then I've created these transfers that are set up within the system so that we can go out and manage these. Now we could go out and we could create some other ones if we want to for different bank accounts. So these transactions are by bank account. So if we've got different wording or different configuration, then we can set those up as well. But what we've done here is we've gone out and created our mapping within the system. So after we've gone out and set this up, then what we can do is we can go back to our bank statements. And let's go. And what we're going to do is go into our bank statement here. And what we're going to do is, let me just looking through here, we've got our transactions. So we've already got our bank statements set up, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the bank reconciliation. So now if I go out and create a new bank reconciliation for our bank account, which is our merchant account, again, notice that the other bank accounts aren't showing up. And we could say that the cutoff date is going to be, for this bank statement, it's going to be the 31st. Then what we can do is the last statement ID is the ending balance is going to be should be fine. So now what we can do is we can go into the worksheet. And what this is going to do is it's going to start taking us into a bank statement reconciliation worksheet where we can go out and have the bank statement transactions that are coming in and also the transactions or the bank transactions that are in the system here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here and just for now because we're coming up on the 30-minute mark. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to sort of start this process. In the next episode or the next live stream, this is live. It's not, or it's sort of pre-recorded, but we're doing the transactions live. Then what we'll do is I'll work out what the problem is with the bank statement, and then we'll continue on working through the bank reconciliation worksheet. So with that said, let's stop here. If anyone's interested in following through this, possibly bypassing the bank reconciliation because it's not my favorite area, then just contact me through the chats or through YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, or however you're accessing this. And then we could possibly get you hooked up with a lab environment that then you could run through all of these examples yourself and set up your own business in Faerûn, running businesses for adventurers and the finest merchants in the Forgotten Realms. So with that said, let's stop now, and I'll get working on this so that we can have another session tomorrow on bank reconciliation. Yay. So have a great day, and talk to you all on the next live stream.